Hey everybody, we're going to be looking at one of those quirks about Logic today. This is about automation. And I've talked about this previously. This has been an issue for a long time, but this is kind of something worth revisiting now that Apple's really pushing Logic Pro for post-production things. Not just for scoring, but also I get the sense that they're really thinking maybe you can mix some things in here as well. Well, there's one thing about automation that you have to understand in order to work in here, and that is automation is tempo-based. That means that if you're working with a video file here and you've extracted the audio from that video clip, the audio in that case is not tempo-based. It means if we change the tempo, it stays the same length no matter what. But if we've written automation in here, then the automation is going to change. That means that if you've written automation in and you are writing some music to this video clip and you think, you know what, this needs to be 10 BPM faster, and you make that change, all of a sudden, all of your automation for non-tempo-based files are going to be wrong. Let me show you how this works. So I've got this automation in. This is the audio from that video clip. Let's speed up the tempo. Now the video looks like it got longer. It didn't. It just adjusted for everything else on the screen. That means the tempo here got faster, and this automation, even though it looked like it stayed the exact same place, actually is now playing back faster. If I keep on going, this peak, this little trough rather, goes down to where this little peak in the audio is, and it's no longer in sync with the original. That audio, I promise you, did not change speed or anything. It's the original. It's non-tempo based. It's just playing back how it always has, but the automation is now screwed up. So this becomes an issue if you're changing tempo in any kind of project that has non-tempo based audio in it. This could be sound effects, sound design, things that you've recorded, voiceover that you've brought in, and then you're using automation. All of that changes if you need to make some sort of tempo change with the music. Big problem in many cases. So what do? You could never change the tempo. That's one option. There's another option which gets a little sticky, but it seems to work, and it's one thing that I've done over the years in cases like this. Now, the first thing you have to understand is that there are some things in Logic which you can't find in any menus, just with key commands. This one is one of those. There's an event list. Now we have list editors over here. It doesn't show up there, but we have an event list just for automation. Get there with key command, Command Control E. Pop it up. You can see it says automation in the top. That's perfect. All you see down here are the volume options. Great. Now this is, first of all, a great place to figure out any kind of automation problems you're having. If you see something in here that's not right, then you'll know that there's something going on. With this open, and only with this open, if we open up another main window, Command 1, it brings up this window right here. This is the movie project, which is our project, automation. So these are just the automation tracks now of everything. I've already done this once, so I'm going to undo it so you can see how this works. Now, we need to open up our toolbar, customize the toolbar, show lock, unlock SMPTE right here. So I'm going to click on this right now. Just like that, we can unlock it or lock it. This goes for all of them. Let's lock it though. I just want to show you how to get to this point and do that. So we're going to lock that SMPTE. And this is the automation for that track. So it's the right track. It's now locked. Let's go like that. Close that down as well. Now, when I move this, there's a little glitch, and I'm aware of this glitch. If we were just to do screen set 1, it would show. We just have to refresh the screen. And now you can see I'm going to go down to 84, refresh the screen, but it is there. So that automation is now locked in tempo. That means these points are fixed to the time code of the project, and no matter what tempo you change it to, They're going to remain there. Now, you'll notice one thing off the bat. When I went in there, the time code or the automation was already SMPTE locked. I had to unlock it and lock it. That's because there's more here than I'm showing, and I want to explain just one part of that right now. The automation was originally part of the region. So it was clip-based automation instead of track-based. This is track-based. It means the automation line goes all the way out on the track. It's not attached to this clip. Sometimes we do attach automation to the clips themselves. So we can actually come through here and let's do convert automation. Let's do visible, let's see, track to region. So now it gets sucked into the region. This is no longer locked to SMPTE because it's just track-based automation that locks. So let's undo that. If you have it as region-based or clip-based automation, you actually need to come through and convert the track or the region automation to track automation. That way, it'll be able to be locked to SMPTE, whereas if it's the region automation or the clip-based, it won't actually lock to anything. Okay, so a lot of steps there. The main thing to note, and this actually, if you're working on a project where you have to do this, you'll get it because you'll realize really quickly the things that automation is getting messed up on, and you'll want to figure this out so that it doesn't move. But you just need to remember how to get into that particular screen and see which tracks have the automation locked on. And then you're going to want to actually really just do this anytime you want to make a tempo change. So if you're not making tons of tempo changes, you don't need to worry about this. But if you're in the middle of a project and someone says, hey, can you speed that up a little bit? Just be aware that you want to lock down everything except for what you're changing, musically speaking, and then you can unlock it again. Because if we do this, it's locked. I can move it up and down, but I can't move it left and right. It is locked at that time place. In order to move it left and right, I'd have to unlock it. Now I can add more, and they can be changed up in terms up and down, but I can't change the locking on those ones. Now look what happened here. Do you see what I'm doing now? The new points weren't locked, and so I actually can move them around. It's just the existing ones. So make some changes. I'm going to come back in to my automation event list, open up the automation main window. I'm going to, and this is actually one thing super annoying. Let's open up the tools again. I have to customize it again, re-add that. I guess we could save as default. Let's do that. That way it'll always show up. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to relock it, close it. Now you'll see in my event list here for automation all the little lock symbols. And you can actually do it here as well. So it's both places. I like doing it the other place because if you have hundreds of points, you're going to be able to do it in one little simple click. Here, you have to go through the entire thing and make sure. But this is a great way if you need to make a change to one of them. You could. Now, I can add a new one right here and lock it. But in order to move one of those, I'd have to unlock it. Let's see if I can figure out which one that is. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's the process for doing this. There we go. So let's unlock that one here. Now I can move it around. There was just two of them on top of each other. Okay, so you can see what a mess this is in terms of locking this all down. Very important, though, if you are making any kind of tempo changes on a project with non-tempo based audio files that have automation associated with them. Okay, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you understood what I was saying with all of this, then good. Congratulations. It's kind of a confusing mess sometimes, But this is one of those fundamental parts of logic, which it's not exactly broken, but it's stupid. And so you have to really understand how it works and how to work around it and how to make things function in the world that you need them to function in. Anyway, hope you're having a great weekend, and we'll do more videos next week. Hope this made sense to some of you. And if some of you needed this and didn't know you needed it, then I hope this helps. Talk to you later.